Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a very important and moving story from history. The story of Anne Frank. We read a passage about her life and then work through some questions together to make sure we understand it all. We'll also have a fun little grammar exercise at the end. So, let's get started. Anne Frank was a Jewish girl who had to go into hiding during World War II to escape the Nazis. Along with 7 other people, she hid in a secret annex. After almost 2 years in hiding, they were tragically discovered and deported to concentration camps. Anne's father, Otto Frank, was the only one of the 8 people to survive. After her death, Anne became world famous because of the diary she had written while she was in hiding. Let's learn a bit more about her background. Anne Frank was born on June 12, 1929, in Frankfurt, Germany. Life was normal for a while, but the economic crisis, Hitler's rise to power, and growing anti-Semitism, which is a term for hatred against Jewish people, completely changed their lives. Like many other Jewish families, they realized they had to leave Germany to save themselves. So Anne and the others in the secret annex had to live in constant fear and stay incredibly quiet. Despite the difficult circumstances, they spent their time together, sharing both good moments and bad. They weren't completely alone, though. A few brave office workers, Johannes Kleiman, Victor Kugler, Miep Gijs and Bep Voskuhl, helped them. Miep's husband, Jan Gijs, and Bep's father, Johannes Voskuhl, also risked their lives to help. These helpers secretly brought them food, clothes, and books. Just before going into hiding, Anne received a diary for her birthday. She started writing in it right away. Throughout her time in the secret annex, she wrote about everything that happened. Her own thoughts and feelings, and her observations about humanity. Her diary became her best friend, a huge source of support and relief for her. On August 4, 1944, the secret annex was discovered, and the people hiding there were arrested. They were deported to Auschwitz. Right after the arrest, Miep Gijs and Bep Voskuhl courageously went back to the annex and rescued Anne's diary and papers, which had been left behind. Even after extensive investigations over the years, it has never been clear how the hiding place was discovered. Today, people all over the world know Anne Frank's story. Her father, Otto Frank, dedicated his life to sharing her message. He answered thousands of letters from people who had read his daughter's diary. In 1960, the place where they hid, the Anne Frank house, became a museum. Otto Frank stayed involved with the museum and campaigned for human rights until he passed away in 1980. Now that we've read the passage, let's go through the questions to check our understanding. First question, where was Anne Frank born? As we read, Anne Frank was born in Frankfurt, Germany. Question 2. Why did Anne and her family members go into hiding? They went into hiding to escape the Nazis during World War II because they were Jewish. Question 3. Where did they hide? The text says they hid in a secret annex. So, it was a hidden part of a building. Question 4. Why was it impossible for Anne's family to remain in their own country? It was impossible because of the rise of Hitler and the growing anti-Semitism, which put their lives in danger. Question 5. What kind of a life did they lead in hiding? They had to be very quiet and were often afraid. They had good and bad times together in a very confined space. Question 6. What did she write in her diary? She wrote about events in the secret annex, her personal thoughts and feelings, and her reflections on humanity. Question 7. Why was she attached so much to the diary? The diary was a great source of support and relief for her. It was like a friend she could confide in. Question 8. Why did Anne Frank become famous? She became famous after her death because of the diary she wrote while in hiding, which was published by her father. And the last question. Where was the family sent after they were arrested? They were deported to concentration camps, specifically Auschwitz. Great job on those questions. Now for a quick and fun activity. Let's fill in the blanks with some suitable adjectives. 1. The enormous elephant loved peanuts. 2. The warm sun melted the snow. 3. Those beautiful flowers are rare. 4. My blue van is parked in front. 5. The green iguana scampered across the fence. 6. I love to pet fluffy rabbits. 7. Our neighbor has a cute baby. 8. Does loud music hurt your ears? 9. The little boy was lost. 10. A strong wind blew from the west. Of course, you can use many other adjectives. These are just some examples. Thank you for joining me today to learn about Anne Frank's powerful story. It's a reminder of the importance of tolerance and human rights. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. See you next time.